In the summer, an oven, and in the winter, an icebox. That's how this mother describes the home she shares with her teenage daughters. The 16-square-meter shack is perched on top of a 22-story building.
Water leaks through the ceiling when it rains. One of the windows cracked during the typhoon, and we could only cover it with tape and paper.
She moved into this illegal structure 10 years ago after her husband died. They live under the constant threat of eviction. And now the landlord wants to raise the rent from the current $500 a month.
We don't have any rent control legislation or any protection for the tenancy. So that's why for the poor people it's very hard.
Human rights advocacy groups say more than 250,000 people in Hong Kong live in illegal structures or squalid conditions. And every year that number rises by 20%. Private housing prices have gone up 430% since 2013, while the average household income has only increased 45% in the past decade, which means fewer people can afford property in the city. And with the average wait for public housing at around 5 years, there has been a call for a more innovative approach to the crisis. And this is one suggestion. The O-Pod tube housing is made from readily available concrete pipes. Its creators say they can be stacked up and squeezed into vacant spaces in urban areas to provide starter homes. Another idea being discussed is container homes. Shipping containers are already used as offices or shops in some areas. But these architects say there is another solution, one that addresses the fact that only 7% of the city's land is used for residential purposes.
Industrial use is changing in Hong Kong. You don't need so many factory buildings. There's a big stock of them. If you convert that to residential, that's going to bring on stream a lot of floor area for residential very quickly.
Experts say the problem is not a lack of space, but government policy. Unlike other cities, here the government owns all the land and leases a limited amount to developers. And so, if property prices drop, so does the government's revenue, which means there's little incentive to bring down the sky-high prices. Divya, Gopalan, Al Jazeera, Hong Kong.